So, hi, I'm here with a reaction from Dr. Sam. Like, who doesn't know Dr. Sam? Well, if you don't know, just go check her out. When I started my journey with Azelic acid, but prior to that, I was battling rosacea. I didn't even really know what exactly was causing the rosacea. Was it hormones? Was it what I was eating? I know the thing about rosacea, anything and everything could actually cause rosacea for you, from exercising, from hormones. Like, what I mean exercise, not that exercising is wrong, no, but the fact that we sweat a lot during exercise, that can trigger rosacea. Sugary foods, caffeinated drinks can all trigger rosacea at our skin. And rosacea is something that naturally occurs from the ages of 30 to 50. Yeah, so many things could trigger rosacea. Even a wrong skincare could trigger rosacea. Yes, like I personally have a combination skin where the outside of my skin down to my neck is dry, but the inside is sort of oily. So when I overdo, or yeah, kind of a product that does not suit my skin combination, it could trigger rosacea. So you see how sensitive the combination skin can be without you even really knowing. So too much of this long talk, let's dive into straight the reaction. So let's start.
This is how you're going to get the best results from using azelaic acid. Now, if you're watching this and wondering what the heck is azelaic acid, don't worry, you might be new to it, but there's loads to discover. It's what we call a dicarboxylic acid, and it's actually a very natural ingredient. We can find it in grains like barley, and it occurs naturally on our skin.
Now that part is where I was learning this for the first time. I didn't know that azelaic acid occurred, like it was something that was on our skin naturally, just like hyaluronic acid is something that is on the skin naturally. Like I didn't know. Yeah, so learning never ends.
Now, it can benefit everyone, from those who suffer from blocked pores and acne, to those who get perioral dermatitis, to rosacea, and even hyperpigmentation. In general, almost everyone can hope to benefit from it. And it's very safe. We can even use this when we can even use this when pregnant and breastfeeding. So what's not to like?
You see, unlike actives like vitamin A that could be advised not to use when pregnant or breastfeeding, azelaic acid has none of that. It helps with hyperpigmentation, it helps acne, rosacea, it helps to even put up glow on a dull looking skin because it helps to clear the pores. So basically it has exfoliating properties as well, right? Yeah, let's keep going.
And it's even helpful if you just have normal skin that's looking a little bit dull. But what could you be doing wrong if you're using it to not be getting those desirable results? Well, perhaps the most common error is that you're not using it every day. Now, I think with
That one there, she said probably you're not using it every day. Personally, I do not use azelaic acid every day. I have a 10% azelaic acid in my product line. I also have a 5% azelaic acid in combination with vitamin B. Honestly speaking, I told you I have a combination skin, and I also have other skincare products that I use. And there's something about the combination skin, which is the fact that you have two types of skin at the same time. You tend to sort of indulge in a little bit more product than someone that has the oily skin, confirm, or someone that has a dry skin, confirm. The reason being that you need to keep balancing, in order not to trigger the skin barrier. Okay, now using azelaic acid for me every day is a no. I noticed that when I use azelaic acid with retinol, even though those two could actually be combined, but you have to be careful of your skin type. Combining azelaic acid and retinol together, I noticed was making the dry side of my face, especially my forehead, it was making it too dry. Yes, it was making it too dry and making fine lines so obvious. That kind of thing, the 11 there, or I don't know what it's called there. Like, and then I noticed my neck would itch me like crazy when I combine those two together on very regular basis. Do I combine those two together? Sometimes, yes. And of course, before I do that, I prep my skin properly with a lot of hydrating products, my toners, my essence. I also do not forget to add vitamin B, because vitamin B, retinol, and azelaic acid could actually be combined together. So for me, like I told you, when you're following a skincare routine, try to understand your own skincare, your own skin first before you indulge into skincare routines, whether they are your own personal skincare or you're trying to copy or mimic some other beauty influencer or any dermatologist or esthetician sort of skincare. That is why I keep pushing it out there to let you know the type of skin I have. So if you have a similar skin to mine, then good, you can mimic my skincare. Otherwise, you get to know what type of skin you have. I personally cannot use azelaic acid every day. Nah. And in fact, she even said every day, twice a day. Okay, food for thought.
Well, perhaps the most common error is that you're not using it every day. Now, I think with the plethora of serums that are on the market, it is not uncommon for you to have 4 or 5 different ones on your bathroom shelf at any given time, and to almost dip into them sporadically when emotion takes you, when you feel like it, when you think, oh, I want to put on a pretty pink one.
Okay, now she's talking about having different types of azelaic acid on your shelf. Well, it all depends. Like I told you, I have just 2 types on my product line, the 10% and then the 5% in combination with 5% vitamin B. Yeah, niacinamide. Yes, it's very important to go through ingredient list. So you might not necessarily have different types of azelaic acid on your shelf, but you might have products that contain azelaic acid without you knowing, like different products, just like the way some people will tell you that there's no need to have a dedicated vitamin B serum or a dedicated hyaluronic acid serum, that most skincare tend to have them in their in-key list, sort of. So let's keep going.
I do think that brands like The Ordinary and the Inky List, whilst they've done a great job of raising awareness about active ingredients, have actually done us a disservice by giving us so much choice. At the end of the day, pick 3 or 4 actives that really matter to your skin concerns.
Yes, that part, let me address, is very important. Well, I wouldn't say they've done not so much of a disservice. Okay, yeah, everything that has an advantage also has disadvantage. The fact that The Ordinary, which is the boss of reviewing the characteristics or exposing a lot of people to ingredients. Like I remember the first time the skincare ish started, I was I think during COVID or after, also thereabout. Like you could see one person layering close to 12, 13, 14, 15 products on their face. Why? Because they have access to all of these things, and some of these products would not work together, they do not combine together, they would wreak havoc on your skin. So Inky and The Ordinary, well, they provided us with so many options that sometimes are not really good options.
Use them consistently. Azelaic acid is something you'll benefit most from when it's
okay, like she said the first time, and for every skincare routine, consistency is key. Consistency is necessary. Yeah. So she said that probably another reason that you're not getting the effect of azelaic acid is the fact that you're not using it all over your skin. Personally, I do not use it all over my skin because my problematic areas when it comes to acne, rosacea, in as much as azelaic acid is awesome, it's not something you would replace with your retinol, like meaning it does not target fine lines and wrinkles. Basically what it targets is the rosacea. It also targets hyperpigmentation. It also has exfoliating abilities and all of that beautiful amazing results. So for me personally, I pass rosacea my face down to my neck and my chest. Those are my rosacea prone areas. Maybe sometimes a little bit on my back and even on my ears. So these are places that I use azelaic acid. I honestly do not use azelaic acid all over my body. Nah, I don't do that.
That if you have a little problem here, you shouldn't be applying the active all over. And for ingredients like azelaic acid, niacinamide, and retinoids, which I consider to be really powerful skin conditioners, there is a lot of logic in using them beyond the area of the problem. Perhaps the most common error I see when treating things like blemishes is just targeting the individual lesion and not treating the field. And I see this with azelaic acid. Now, you'll have noted that when I talked about the things that azelaic acid can address, there was one glaring thing missing that I think many of us are interested in, and that is tackling things like fine lines and wrinkles. Now, be aware that azelaic acid is not your girl if that's what you're trying to tackle. It doesn't have any time, and what you might not have been able to use before, you might well be able to use afterwards. And that, for me, is something that's super exciting. So those are the 4 things I think can really limit the benefits that you're getting from azelaic acid. So here's what you're going to do to try to make sure that doesn't happen. Now, firstly, let's think about that sporadic usage. What we're going to think about doing is building it up to the maximum frequency for what you're trying to tackle. Now, if that's just...
Let me address this part. I remember when I was starting retinol, when I started retinol, it was really so discomforting. Like, it was not comforting at all. I contemplated quitting, to be honest with you, because when I even look at it, the fact that I'm a melanin skin and we age like fine wine, I saw like, oh, I wasn't really battling any fine lines and wrinkles. Like, I was almost at the verge of should I stop? So introducing azelaic acid in my skincare routine at the beginning, azelaic acid too could be stinky, could make the skin uncomfortable, and it could really dry out the skin. And adding it into my routine sort of reduced the tension I was facing with retinol. So yes, the fact where she said azelaic acid could help prepare your skin to receive other actives, it worked for me, honestly. Really true. So true.
Simply part of an anti-blemish program, you might want to do that once a day. And I think the morning slot in your skincare routine after cleansing, before moisturizer and sunscreen, is the perfect place for azelaic acid in your routine.
Okay. Personally, I don't do azelaic acid in the morning. Yeah, I do it at night, because in the morning I use vitamin C. So I wouldn't want to put those 2 together. Yeah. And I do not use the ascorbic acid. Of course, if you're an oldie here, I work with sodium ascorbate phosphate derivative, one of the derivatives actually of vitamin C. So I do not use azelaic acid in the morning, to be honest with you. I do it at night. Yeah, I put it as the place where I put it, and it has worked for me, to be honest with you. Like, my acne rosacea comes out just once in a while. Yeah, just that time of the month. It's not that serious anymore, to be honest with you. And the good thing about azelaic acid is that it also helps with blemishes. Yeah, I remember having one just here, and then I just used my azelaic acid directly on it, and then it never came out. Like, what I'm saying, it never matured. These things, they start small and then they get to this point where they are really super duper painful. So azelaic acid is not personally in my own skincare routine in the morning. It is at night.
But if you're someone trying to tackle pigmentation or redness, you might well benefit from it for twice a day. And that is the kind of dosing schedule we'll use in the clinic when we're tackling rosacea, melasma, and conditions of that nature.
So that part where she spoke about calming down the skin inflammation, yes, it worked for me. There was something at some point I was battling which I couldn't understand, was the fact that when I wear makeup, like, I sort of get sensitivity from the makeup brushes. Mind you, I'm a makeup artist, so I know the sanitation of makeup brushes. I wash my makeup brushes, but I think it was something that had to do with the bristles of the brushes. I think some brushes had very sharp bristles. And there was something I noticed on the days where I apply makeup. I make sure to add azelaic acid in my nighttime skincare routine, like that's after taking off the makeup. And I noticed that I was now having less and almost none of that sensitivity. So azelaic acid has this calming and inflammatory property. Well, this brings me to the end of this reaction. Drop your comments in the comment section, and if you want me to come up with more detailed reactions like this, I will do that. Yeah. And one thing with using people's material, like, one has to be very picky and selective. But meanwhile, it's not gonna hurt. It's just a reaction, and it is education. And if you're here, you know what you are here for. And if you've not subscribed, please kindly subscribe so that you can always be the first to get alerts when I upload or when I post a new video. Thank you so much, and hope to see you in the video. Bye, and God bless.